Hello, class 10th students. Greetings of the day. Today we are going to have the second lecture of chapter number 2, which is the president and the vice president. Okay, so in last chapter we studied about the president, how he is elected, and we studied about his oath and about the vacation of his office. We studied about the impeachment process. Now in this chapter, or sorry, in this lecture, we are going to study about the powers of the president of India. So his powers can be divided into so many types or so many categories, like executive powers, diplomatic powers, legislative powers, financial powers, and so on. So we will start with executive powers. In generally in exams, they ask write about 4 executive powers of President of India, or write about 3 executive powers of President of India in that manner. So in 2016, one such question was asked, in which it was asked write about 4 executive powers of President of India. So you are supposed to write he is the executive head of the state. He is the executive head of the state. I have already told you. Then he makes all important appointments such as prime minister and other ministers, governors, chief justice of India, judges of High Court and Supreme Court, attorney general, CAG, etc. Right. So these people are also appointed by president in various manner. The manner for appointing prime minister and other ministers is different. The manner for appointing chief justice of India as well as the judges of High Court and Supreme Court is different. You need to write he makes all important appointments such as prime minister. Now you must be thinking that okay, how he can appoint prime minister when he is the elected one. Yes, after elections, the party which gets majority of seats in Lok Sabha, they form their government, right? And the leader of the party propose the name of prime minister, right? And that person is appointed as prime minister. After that, that prime minister propose some names of MPs to be appointed as his ministers in his cabinet, right? So those are called the ministers or cabinet ministers, and some other ministers are also appointed, like minister of state and deputy minister. So all these minister of state, deputy minister, and cabinet ministers all together are called council of ministers. Okay, so this entire council of minister is appointed by by president on the recommendation of prime minister. This is how the prime minister and other ministers are appointed by president. Okay, so there are different manner for appointing these people, but ultimate appointment is done by president only. So you have to write he makes all important appointments such as prime minister and other ministers, governors, chief justice of India, judges of High Court and Supreme Court, attorney general, CAG, etc. Second, he administers union territories and border areas. Okay, so he is the administrator of union territories like Andaman and Nicobar, Daman and Diu. So these all territories, union territories, are being administered by president. Okay, then after that he assumes to himself the function of state government where emergency or president rule is declared. Now, when under Article 356, if president rule is imposed in some state on because of some constitutional failure or in that state, then what constitutional machinery failure in that state, then what happened? Then all the powers of executive of the states goes in the hands of president, and presidents assume all executive powers of that state. Now we will study about the second type of power, which is diplomatic powers. Diplomatic powers, he appoints Indian ambassadors to other countries. Diplomacy is called Kutniti in Hindi here. it means that which type of relations you will have with foreign countries. Okay, uh, that is known as diplomatic powers, or the powers which diplomacy or diplomatic means. This is a word which is used particularly in foreign affairs. Okay, when that which type of relations our country is going to have with foreign countries. Okay, so that is diplomatic power. He appoints Indian ambassadors to other countries. So Indian ambassadors are appointed to other countries, like civil services exam is conducted, in that Indian foreign services is there. Okay, so the people, those who qualify that, they are appointed as ambassadors to other countries by president. He receives ambassadorry and diplomats from foreign countries. Okay, the foreign countries like England, America, or any other country. Okay, their ambassadors and diplomats means there any diplomat, okay, who come from that country, who is sent by that from that country by their government. Okay, as the representative of the country, right? So those are received by president. Diplomat means the representative of that country. Okay, you can say here. So treaties are concluded in whose name? Treaties are concluded in the name of president only. Like suppose if war is going on between two countries, right, between Canada and USA, then after that what will happen? After that, when the treaty will be ceased, then sorry, the war will be ceased, then the treaty will be signed, and the treaty will be signed in the name of president. So we are not talking about USA and Canada, we are talking about India. Okay, so he represents India in international conference. So whenever international conference is held, their president participate and represent India in that international conference. Then legislative powers are there. He addresses first session of parliament after the general elections and the first session of each year. Okay, so this point, okay, is very important. Legislative powers, it is one of the legislative power of president, that whenever general elections are conducted, and after that the first session is held. Okay, the first meeting of parliament is held, right? In that meeting, what will happen? In that meeting, the president of India will address to that meeting. Okay, and it will also address the first session each year. Okay, the very first session of each year. He addresses first session of parliament after general elections and the first session of each year. So sometimes a question is asked, uh, when does president address parliament? Okay, so you will write, he addresses first session of parliament, right, after general elections, and also the very first session of parliament each year. He can issue ordinances when the parliament is not in session. Okay, so we know that there are three sessions of parliament: monsoon session, then winter session, right? So budget session, monsoon session, and winter session, right? So suppose if between these three sessions, right, if parliament uh, is not in function or is not in session, then what will happen at the time? If some law is supposed to be made, then for making as the parliament is not in session, right, whose responsibility is to make laws on some matters, right? So we need to make some temporary law. Okay, and that temporary law is nothing but the order of president. Okay, the formal order of president. So the order issued by presidents is called ordinance. Okay, and that will be considered as a temporary law, right? If it is passed by the parliament when it meets again, then it will become a law. If it is rejected, then it will cease to operate. So he can issue ordinances when the parliament is not in session. Then he can summon, prorogue, or dissolve Lok Sabha and order fresh elections. So he summon Lok Sabha, he can prorogue also, right, and he can dissolve also. Now, what is the meaning of summon and prorogue? I have told you there are three sessions, right? So each session is called by president. Okay, it's called by president. So that thing, that calling is called summoning. Okay, so president summon the session of parliament, and then after that, what is the meaning of prorogue? Prorogue means when the session will end. Okay, when the session will end. So suppose if monsoon session is going on and president says ki now monsoon session is we have enough days for monsoon session, now it will uh, cease to operate, or you can say it will come to an end. Okay, so that is called prorogue, means you can say calling off, right? So summon means calling on, prorogue means calling off. Okay, and here there is a difference between prorogue and adjournment. Adjournment means suspension of the parliament or either house of the parliament for some minutes or some hours or for some days. Okay, temporary suspension of you can say session, right, or meeting of the house. Clear? That is temporary session. And when it is prorogued, it means that entire session will come to the final end. Okay, now dissolve Lok Sabha means dissolve. When Lok Sabha is dissolved, then fresh elections are done. Okay, when Lok Sabha is dissolved, then fresh elections are done. Suppose if term is the term of the government, okay, that is 5 years is about to complete. Okay, so at that time the prime minister can ask president to dissolve it. Okay, and president will dissolve the Lok Sabha and the fresh elections will be conducted. Then uh, a bill passed by parliament must receive his assent before it becomes an act. Okay, so which type of bill? Ordinary bill. Okay, ordinary bill, if means all bills need his assent, but he is forced to give his assent in case of money bill, right? So a bill cannot become a law until and unless it gets assent from president. Then financial powers. No money bill can be introduced in parliament without his prior assent. So for introducing money bill in parliament, his prior assent is required. Whose prior assent is required? The assent of president. So it falls under which powers? Which type of powers of president? Financial power. Then he causes the annual budget and the annual financial statement to be led before parliament. Okay, he summons the budget session, right, and causes the annual budget and annual financial statement to be led before parliament. Okay, then he can authorize. Okay, just give me one moment, please. Sorry. Okay. He can authorize withdrawal of advances from the contingency fund of India to meet unforeseen expenditure. Right. So he authorizes withdrawal of advances, with money in advance from the contingency fund of India to meet unforeseen expenditure in future. He can appoint a finance commission after every 5 years. So he appoints finance commission after every 5 years. See, these topics has been removed from your syllabus. I was watching that only. Okay, judicial powers, so financial powers, and uh, these powers have been removed from the syllabus, right? But even then I'm teaching you, so you don't need to go in detail, just you need to just see it. Okay, observe it. Then after that, judicial powers, he appoints judges of Supreme Court and High Court. He can grant pardon, reprieve or remission of punishment or commute death sentence. So First judicial power of president is he appoints judges of Supreme Court and High Court. Then second is he can grant pardon, reprieve, or remission of punishment. There are three terms: pardon, reprieve, and remission. So pardon means completely absolving the person of the crime, right? uh, and letting him go free, right? The pardoned criminal will be like a normal citizen. Pardon means you are forgiving someone completely, okay? That is pardon, right? And what is the meaning of reprieve? Reprieve means temporary suspension of sentence. Like suppose if some person is given death punishment, okay, right, and he is supposed to be hanged by uh, today's by 25th of August, right? 25th of August. Then what happens then? That person who has been given this sentence, death sentence, okay, will go to the president, right, and will seek for any type of respite, pardon, reprieve. Okay, if president of India give reprieve to him and says then what he can do, he can extend the date of hanging. He was supposed to be hanged on 25th of August. He may extend it till by 2 months or by 1 month. Okay, if he is extending it by a month, then it will be he will be executed on 25th of September. By 2 months, 25th of October. Okay, so this is means here what is happening here, temporary suspension of sentence is taking place. Okay, right? Then after that, after remission, we are having commute death sentence. Okay, reprieve, sorry, or sorry, I have told you pardon, reprieve. Now remission. Remission means to give this, sorry, reprieve, remission, same. Then we are having respite. Okay, remission, respite means avoiding less sentence. Okay, less sentence means that suppose if you have been given 10 years imprisonment, then your imprisonment can be reduced to 5 years, okay, or 8 years. Then commute death sentence. Commute means changing the type of sentence. Suppose if you have been given punishment of death, okay, death sentence, right, then that can be changed by lifetime imprisonment. Okay, lifetime imprisonment. So here we change the uh, we are changing the punishment to another. Clear? Then I have told you pardon, reprieve, or remission, right? Remission or respite is same thing. Okay, remission, respite is same thing. Now we will move to the next point. No criminal suit can be initiated against him during his tenure of office, right? If he is president, he is in office, right? Of office means that he is working as president of India. Then at that time, during that 5 years, okay, uh, he cannot, no criminal suit can be initiated against him. Okay, one cannot file criminal case against president, okay, until he is in his office. Then after that, we will study about the military powers. The president is the supreme commander of armed forces of India, right? And he appoints the chiefs of three wings of the armed forces subject to certain rules and regulations. The president has the power to make declaration of war and peace on advice of council of minister. Okay, so who declare war or who declare peace? President declare war or peace on the advice of council of minister. He himself cannot declare war against a country without consulting council of minister. If council of minister advises him to declare war against a country, then he will declare war. Then after that, discretionary powers. Discretionary powers are the powers which are based on his conscience, on his uh, wisdom. Okay, right? He is free to decide some matters based on his wisdom. President uses his wisdom and judgment in appointment of the prime minister in situation where no single party is able to prove majority. Okay, Suppose if general elections are conducted and no party got majority of seats in Lok Sabha, then what will happen in that case? President will look for the coalition of uh, these so many parties. Okay, if two or three parties collide with each other, okay, and their coalition is having majority of seats in Lok Sabha, then what will happen? Then president will appoint the leader of that coalition as the prime minister of India, right? So it will depend on his wisdom, okay, to check which group of parties is having or which coalition is having maximum seats, okay, or majority of seats in Lok Sabha, right? So he uses his wisdom in this thing. Then after that, appointment of prime minister in case of sudden death of incumbent, where the ruling party is unable to take any decision in this regard. Suppose if prime minister dies, right, suddenly, then if the ruling party is not able to decide whom to appoint the prime minister of country, okay, then in that case president can use his wisdom and appoint anyone from that party, ruling party, as prime minister of India. If no confidence motion is passed, then it is the discretionary power of president either to dissolve Lok Sabha or to ask another party to prove majority. Okay, we have studied about no confidence motion. If no confidence motion is passed, then there are the two ways. First way, to call for fresh elections. Okay, right, to dissolve Lok Sabha and call for fresh elections, right? Or then second way, that president can ask other parties, okay, or the coalition of the parties to prove majority, right, in Lok Sabha and form the government. So it will also depend on the wisdom of president. Now, emergency powers. President of India has power to declare three types of emergencies. First is national or general emergency in entire country, right, on account of, just give me a second please, on account of foreign invasion, etc. Okay, if a country, say China, right, do invasion on India, attack on India, right, then according to Article 352 of our Constitution, right, the national emergency will be declared. Then president rule in a state or a number of states on account of breakdown or failure of constitutional machinery in that state. Okay, if in some state government is not working according to the constitution, right, that will be called failure of constitutional machinery, right? In that case, president will assume all executive powers in his hands, okay, and will declare president rule in that state, okay, according to Article 356, right? Then financial emergency, on account of setback or threat to the financial stability. If the financial stability is in danger, right, financial stability of our country is in danger, then at the time also president can declare financial emergency using Article 360. Now, define the term emergency. What is the meaning of emergency? An emergency is a sudden, unforeseen situation demanding immediate action. Okay, so it is a sudden and unforeseen, which has not been seen before. Okay, unforeseen situation demanding immediate action. Okay, right? That is emergency. Who assumes extraordinary powers in this type of situation? The head of the state. Okay, the head of the state means president. President assumes the extraordinary power in this type of situation, but his powers are practiced by whom? By the union government. Okay, then what are the three types of emergencies? First is national or general emergency, Article 352. Second is breakdown of constitutional machinery, Article 356, which is also called President Rule. Then third is financial emergency, Article 360. Now we will study national or general emergency. Explain circumstances for national or general emergency. This question was asked in 2010. Which are the circumstances when general emergency or national emergency can be declared? So, circumstances: if the president is satisfied that a grave emergency exists whereby the security of India or any part of its territory is threatened either by war or by external aggression or armed rebellion, he may proclaim an emergency. So in which case, under which circumstances president can proclaim national or general emergency? It is proclaimed when there is a foreign attack. Okay, there is a whereby the security of India or any part of India or its territory is threatened. Okay, either by war or by external aggression or by armed rebellion. Okay, like suppose if China attack on India, right, or we declare war against Pakistan, or or there is a armed rebellion. Okay, rebellion in Bodoland, okay, or Khalistan, or any the any part of India, in Tamil Nadu, in UP, okay, wherever, if there is an armed rebellion against the government, and that case also, what will happen? The national or general emergency will be imposed. Okay. Then we are having explain about duration for national or general emergency. National emergency cannot remain in operation for more than 6 months at a time. Okay, so national emergency for 6 months at a time. Okay, at the end of 6 months, it has to be renewed by parliament by a special majority, else it lapses. Okay, so at the end of 6 months, it should be renewed. Okay, getting or not? So the duration of for national emergency is 6 months. If renewed, then 1 year, right? We will study in detail about national emergency on next page. What are different effects of general emergency? What are different effects of general emergency? The first effect: all fundamental rights except Article 20 and 21 remain suspended. Okay, state governments remain under the complete control of union executive. Okay, state government remain under complete control of union executive. Distribution of revenue between state and union can be altered. Okay, like suppose earlier, if 1 lakh crore revenue was collected and UP's share was 1000 crore. Okay, so it may be altered. Okay, it may be made 500 crore rupees, something like that. Okay, now I have made pictorial depiction of national emergency. How national emergency, which are the circumstances when national emergency will be declared. So I hope it is visible to you. So I have made two pictures. Okay, one is India, second is China. Okay, China is doing aggression against India, right? First case. Second case, if there is a armed rebellion in India, okay, anywhere in any part of India, if there is a armed rebellion against the state, okay, in two cases, what will happen? The national emergency will be declared. So how it will be declared? Who will declare national emergency? President of India will declare it. But before declaring it, he need to have the approval of union cabinet. Okay, so first what will happen? First, union cabinet will approve emergency. Okay, right? First union cabinet will approve emergency, then after that president of India will declare it. Okay, then it will be declared for 1 month. Within 1 month, it should be passed by parliament with special majority. Okay, it should be passed by parliament with a special majority. If it is not passed, then it will cease to operate. Okay, it will come to an end. If it is passed by parliament with a special majority means that majority of total strength of the house, as well as 2/3 of the members present and voting, is called special majority. Like suppose if 300 members are there, right, then half of 300 is 150, okay, and so means at least 151 members should vote, okay, favoring this, right, and then after that two-third members present and voting, right, two-third members present and voting. Suppose there were 300 members, all 300 members were present, okay, right, so two-third of all 300 will be 200, so means it should be passed by 200 members, that is called special majority. Getting or not? Means the majority of total members of the house as well as two-third uh, of the total membership of the house. Once it is passed by the parliament, its duration will be 6 months, okay, it will become for 6 months, then parliament renew it by special majority, right. Now what is happening here, it is getting a validity for 6 months, right. Once 6 months are over, it will come to an end, right. Otherwise, Parliament will renew it with special majority, same special majority, right? For another 6 months, it will get extended for next 6 months. Okay, getting or not? Then after that, Lok Sabha will pass a resolution, right, disapproving it, and it will come to an end, right? It will come to an end. This was all about the national or general emergency. Okay, then we will study about the breakdown of constitutional machinery and president rule. So suppose in UP, okay, UP government is not able to function well, right? They are not working according to the constitution. Suppose, okay, I'm not saying that. Suppose, right? Then it will be called constitutional breakdown in UP. Then what will happen? The governor will report to the president, right? Okay, there is a constitutional breakdown in UP. Then what will happen? President will declare emergency, right, or president rule in India, president rule in UP. Okay, that emergency will be valid for 2 months only, okay, right. After 2 months it will come to an end, otherwise it should be ratified by the parliament, okay. If parliament ratify it, approve it, right, then this emergency will be extended for next 4 months, okay. It means total 2 plus 4 is equals to 6 months, okay. So this emergency will be for 6 months, okay. Then after completion of 6 months, it will come to an end. Otherwise, it will have to be ratified again by the parliament. If parliament, it can be extended for 6 months again by parliament. Okay. So it can normally continue for only 1 year. Okay. We can impose president rule only just for 1 year. After 1 year, that president rule or the emergency imposed in a state under article 356 will come to an end, okay, after 1 year. That is the general procedure, right, but it may be extended beyond 1 year also under two conditions, okay. It may be extended beyond 1 year also under two conditions, right. The two conditions, first condition is that there is a national emergency in a country, okay. Wherever there is a national emergency, that emergency is in entire country, okay. So if article 352 has been used, okay, or national emergency has been imposed in entire country, then what will happen? Then there will be president rule in UP, okay, for that unlimited period, okay. Then after that, second condition is that, okay, we can when election commission of India is unable to hold election. Here I have made picture of election commissioner, and he's saying we cannot hold elections, we are unable to hold election, okay. So and in that case also, what will happen? The president rule will be extended. Now the third type of emergency is financial emergency. Article 316. So nowadays, COVID-19 pandemic is going on, right? Because of that, people have lost their jobs, okay, and we are under complete lockdown, right? So many people are facing financial, problems. Even state is having financial problem, okay. So here I have shown this is coronavirus, okay, and here government is distributing money to the people, and because of that government will be impoverished, okay, right, and the financial stability of nation will be under threat, okay. Here government is giving money, right, to the people for respite, for relief, okay, getting or not, and the earning of government has ceased also, right, and this is a situation whereby financial stability of nation is under threat. Now the earning of country has been reduced drastically, revenue is also reduced drastically, okay, and it is felt that financial stability of country is under threat, right. So at that time what will happen, president can declare financial emergency, right, and after 2 months it will and if not passed by parliament, okay. So this financial emergency can be declared by president for a period of 2 months, right, after that it will come to an end, right, and if it is supposed to be continued, then it should be passed by parliament, okay. So after 2 months ends if not passed by parliament, and if passed by parliament it is here, right, continues if passed by parliament, both the houses, right. It may continue for indefinite period, right, until replaced by repealed by parliament, sorry, okay. So it may continue for indefinite period, means if it is passed by parliament then it may continue for indefinite period until unless it is getting repealed by parliament will be taking it off, okay. Now we are having this unlimited period for financial emergency, okay, although it is declared for 2 months, okay, but once it is passed by parliament, so it may continue for indefinite period, right, and after when the parliament feel that okay, now our country is financially stable, then after that what will happen, it will call it off, okay, it will be repealed. Now what will be the impact of this financial emergency, okay, on people and on our country, right. The salaries of government employees and their pension will be deducted. Salaries of government employee and their pensions will be deducted. Suppose if I was getting 41,000 rupees, so my salary may be deducted by 50%, I may get 20,000 rupees, okay, and my father may get reduction in his pension also, right. Then state share in revenue can be altered, okay. Suppose earlier UP used to get around 1 lakh crore rupees, okay, as revenue from state government, sorry, from union government, okay. So its share, which was 1 lakh rupees crore 1 lakh crore rupees, will be altered, okay. It may be that they may provide UP just 50,000 crore rupees or 20,000 crore rupees or 10,000 crore rupees, okay. Union executive will get absolute powers in the matters of finance, okay. Union executive means the government of India will assume the absolute power in matters of finance. Now if financial conditions improve, it can be revoked, okay. I have already told you, if financial conditions are improved, then it can be revoked, and this financial emergency will come to an end. Now we will study about vice president. Vice president, qualification required for vice president, he should be a citizen of India and he should be above 35 years of age. He should be qualified for election as member of Council of State Rajya Sabha, okay. In case of president, he should be qualified to be member of Lok Sabha, whereas in case of vice president, he should be qualified, right, for election as member of Council of State, that is Rajya Sabha, okay. Please remember this. Then his election is also indirect election, and here also proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, right. He is elected by proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, and he is also having, or he or she, the vice president of India also has electoral college, right. And in this electoral college, all members of Lok Sabha as well as all members of Rajya Sabha vote. Here members of legislative assemblies do not vote, okay, unlike the electoral college of president, okay. In presidential elections, the members of legislative assemblies vote, but here in election of vice president they don't vote. Okay, here I wrote about elected members. Okay, elected members. So you need to correct it. This is not elected members. Okay, in case of president, elected members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and legislative assemblies cast their vote in case of president. But here in case of vice president, all members of Lok Sabha and all members of Rajya Sabha cast their vote. Okay, this is all, right? Not elected means here elected plus nominated both, right? Not members of legislative assemblies of the states do not cast their vote in vice presidential election, unlike election of president. Okay, then oath. Before the president, term 5 years. Okay, he takes oath before the president, and the term is for 5 years. Now, how he can be removed? He can be by resignation letter to president and by the process of impeachment. What are the powers and functions? He is ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, officiates as president in absence of president of India. Okay, if president of India is absent, then he will assume the powers of president. Okay, he will become the president of India in case our president is ill, not well. Okay, right, or anything else. Clear? So this vice president section, I think, has been removed from the syllabus. Just let me check, just give me 2 seconds. Yes, vice president section has been removed. Okay, this will not be asked, okay, in exam due to this COVID-19 pandemic. Syllabus has been reduced, so you just need to remember all these things, not more than that. Thank you so much. Chapter is completed.